Hey y'all, welcome back to West Virginia Mountain Life. One of my good friends had a dilemma the other day. She is not from West Virginia. She's originally from Georgia. And she said that she wanted to make her husband berry dumplings. In her case, it was blackberry dumplings that she wanted to make, and she didn't know how. So I was like, that's totally fine, we can help you, we'll get it made. So I gave her my recipe on how to do it, but then I got to thinking, you know, I didn't realize that berry dumplings is not evidently something that is common throughout the United States. It's mostly a southern thing. I didn't know that. Or maybe an Appalachian thing, I don't really know. But I grew up on berry dumplings. We made lots and lots and lots of berry dumplings because we had different types of berries all the time. We either had strawberries that we grew, or we had blackberries or raspberries, or you know, anything like that. And even my grandparents did apple dumplings. We just did all kinds of different fruit. So I decided that I would make a video, but as it has been lately, it's been kind of hectic around here. I didn't have any type of fresh berries that we had picked. We kind of missed berry season this year because our son was sick. So I went to the store and I thought I'll check the prices on things and see what's going on, because most fresh berries in our area are extremely expensive right now. But it just so happened that our local grocery store had these Welch's frozen strawberries on sale. And they were really cheap. They were like, I think like $1.89 or something a pack. So I got a couple of packs of them, and I'm going to try to make some strawberry dumplings tonight for my family, and I'm going to video those for you guys so that you can see how to make them. Basically, we're going to take these packs of strawberries to make our dumplings. And I've never used these before, but it's Welch's, so in their thing, it's Welch's, it has to be good. Well, we're going to find out if it is or not. We're going to go over here to our pot. Now, I'm using a stock pot that's ceramic, and it has a colander built into it. And the reason I'm doing that is because a lot of people just leave their berries in while they drop their dumplings. I don't do that because I like my berries to kind of be intact. And I think sometimes whenever you leave them in there and you do the dumplings, and they kind of get mushy and kind of all compiled together, and I don't really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my strawberries down in this colander that's in this pot, and I'm going to add to them. These are not pre-sweetened, they're just regular strawberries, and I have made an almighty mess with my regular strawberries here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down in this pot, and I'm going to get some water, because you need a broth in order to do any kind of dumpling. You have to have a broth of some sort. And because they didn't have very much juice in them, I'm going to add water enough to cover over top of my berries. Okay? And I'll show you that here in just a second. I'm also going to add some sugar to them, because I like them to be nice and sweet. You want it to almost be a syrupy broth when you're doing this. But because these were frozen and they're already cooked, you don't want to cook them a whole long time. Because if you do, they're going to turn to mush too. And nobody wants a mushy dumpling. So, I'm going to keep putting water in these. Maybe I should have brought the pot over to the sink. Who knows, right? But basically, just enough to cover over top of the berries. Alright, I think it's about enough. So, I've done that. I'm kind of unorganized tonight, guys. Please bear with me. I'm a little bit tired. We've been taking care of the baby, and he's not been doing real well. So, if you all don't care, please put him in your prayers too. He had an appendectomy, and he's had a really hard time with it, so just keep praying for him, if you don't mind. and pray for our family that we can hold it together. But good news is it's football season, so we've been at football practice this evening with our oldest. We're real proud of him. He's playing on the middle school team now, and doesn't seem like it should be quite possible for him to be on a middle school team. Makes mommy feel old, but he is, and we're really, really proud of him. So we're proud of our little homeschool football team. We live for football around here. But anyways, I've got a 1 cup measuring cup here, and this is my sugar, because we buy our sugar in really, really big quantities around here since I'm all the time doing something with canning or whatever. I'm going to put a couple of cups of sugar. There's 1 cup. Now we're going to do 2 cups. Well, maybe a little more than 2 cups. That kind of looks like one of those emerald things. We're going to put a couple of cups of sugar in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our heat on, and we're going to bring this to a boil. What you want to do is you want your sugar to completely dissipate, and you want your water to boil. When it starts to boil, you're going to give it just a few minutes. I mean a very short few minutes. And then we're going to jerk our strawberries up out of it and drop our dumplings. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make my dumpling dough. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get us a bowl. And depending on how many dumplings you want, is to how much you make. My family really, really likes dumplings. And I don't roll my dumplings out. A lot of people do, and I guess that's fine if that's the way you like it. My grandma did not roll her dumplings out and make pretty flat dumplings. We like big fluffy dumplings. That's just us, and that's how we like it. That's totally up to you. If you want to make a batter and make a dough and roll it out and cut your dumplings into pretty little squares, and you like flat dumplings, pour it to it, because it's all about what you like. Our family likes big fluffy dumplings, so I'm going to show you how to make big fluffy dumplings, because that's what we like, and we like a lot of dumplings. So, and get my flour down here. This is just regular self-rising flour. If you do it with all-purpose flour, your dumplings are not as fluffy. So, just word to the wise. This is a 1 cup scoop. I'm going to use about 3 cups of flour after I make a mess. I have made a mess all evening here on here. I think it's just bound and determined for me to make a mess this evening. What do y'all think? But anyways, we're going to use about 3 cups of flour. And to that, we are going to add oil. This is just regular old run-of-the-mill vegetable oil. I would love to tell you how much oil that I put in here to a precise measurement, but it's like I do when I make my biscuits. I do not have a precise measurement, so I cannot tell you how much oil I put in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to measure it for the first time ever as to how much oil I put in here. So y'all bear with me, because I have literally never measured my oil. So I'm going to get a measuring cup that has some good markings on it, since I've used that one for 100 years. And it don't have any markings on it anymore. Alright. This one is measured by the tablespoon, so I'm going to say 6 tablespoons of oil. And that looks perfect to me. So we're going to say 6 tablespoons of oil to 3 cups of flour. And now we're going to get some milk. And we're going to add some milk. Now, here's the deal. I ain't even going to try to measure this milk, and there's a reason behind it. Depending on where you live, and how humid it is, and all kinds of different factors, your altitude and all that good stuff with baking. Anybody who's a good baker, you can come on here and correct me. But I have found that it takes different amounts to make different things. So, what we're going to do is we're going to stir our oil in here. Then you're going to add some milk to it. You're going to stir it up. I'm going to show you the consistency that you're going to want for your dumplings. Okay? Get in there and stir it up right good. Some people are saying, okay, you got a beautiful KitchenAid stand mixer sitting right there in front of you. Why are you mixing this by hand? There is one reason and one reason only. For whatever reason, when I do my dumplings, I really like to stir them by hand. I don't know why. I feel better by it. I feel like they do better. I don't know. That's probably just a personal thing. But for me, I like to stir them by hand because you really don't stir them that much. As you can see, they're already stirred up. You see how thick they are? If you can hold a spoon up and it don't really drip, 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 drip off of it, then you got the right consistency. So that's how you know how much milk to put in there. Okay? And that's how you make your dumpling batter. Now, I'm going to go over here and check on our strawberries and see how they're doing. They're starting to heat up pretty good. They smell good. We're going to stir our sugar a little bit so we know that it's going in there real good. Like I said, you want that sugar to totally and completely dissipate. And it's going to make kind of like a simple syrupy sugar. See how our strawberries are real pretty and still intact? That's how we want to keep them. We don't want them to go mushy and falling apart and crazy-fied. So we're going to let that keep boiling for a little bit. And what we'll do after that strikes a boil, we'll pull our strawberries up out of that colander, and then we'll go over and we'll drop our dumplings into our broth, and then we'll reincorporate our strawberries back into it. But I wanted to kind of catch you guys up on why we haven't been making a lot of videos and stuff. You know, I was telling you about the baby having the surgery. Our doctors and surgeons and all that good stuff with our son. Our son has spina bifida and hydrocephalus. So he was born with a lot of things going on, but he was having some major bowel issues. So our doctors and surgeons and everything are about 5 hours away from home. So we have been traveling a lot back and forth with him since the surgery and during the surgery to get ready for the surgery. We were there 2 or 3 times beforehand, and we've got a lot of upcoming appointments. So like I said, if you all don't care, please put him on your prayer list. His name is Jackson. We know that God is the ultimate healer. He is the one who has brought Jackson so far. We are so blessed. So blessed. The Lord carries us through a lot of trials. And we just, you know, we can't explain to you enough how much we appreciate you guys for praying for us. And, you know, we know that that's what's getting us so far in life with our videos with Jackson. You know, if it wasn't for you guys subscribing to our channel and watching what we do and giving us hints and comments, and we just love you all, and we really appreciate everything that you all do for our family as far as keeping up with us, because you guys are part of our family. But we wanted you all to know that that's why that we're not putting out a lot of videos right now. I'm hoping to get to put out some more here in the next little bit. Maybe a video on some dill pickles or something coming up soon. Our gardens kind of got lost to the wayside a little bit during this whole trial with the baby. But we do have some squash and some things like that coming in. So I may do a video on some different recipes for it too. But we just wanted to kind of update you guys and keep you in the loop as to why that it's been a little bit since we've put out a video. We don't want you all to think that we have forgotten about you. We're just kind of tied up right now. But the Lord is good, and we know He will keep us through and bring us on safe home. Now this is almost coming to a boil. I'm going to stir it a little bit because sometimes that helps it along. You can see the steam starting to rise up. We're going to give it just a few more minutes, so we're going to give you guys a break because we don't want to bore you to death. And we will be back as soon as this strikes a boil to pull them out, and we'll show you what to do from there. Ready? Hey! I told him I was going to holler hey whenever he started it. Listen, we're boiling. We're looking real good. We're going to jerk these strawberries up out of here before they cook to mush. I know, I keep saying mush tonight. Have y'all noticed that? Everything's mush, mush, mush. You'd think I was some kind of dog food person or something. I just don't like squashy strawberries. Okay. We're going to run over here and stick this on a plate. And try not to burn my toes off while I'm at it. Now, I've got total about a half a thing of broth in here, which to me is absolutely perfect for the amount of dumplings I'm going to do. Let's drop some dumplings. What do you say? Okay, we got our dough that we made up that we want big fluffy dumplings, and yes, we're not rolling them out and all that good jazz. So, what we're going to do is we are going to take our spoon, get us a good wad of dough on it, and you're going to do what I call dropping dumplings. You're going to take your finger, slide it over there, and drop that bad boy down in there. That is the whole extent of dropping dumplings. Jessica, if you are watching this video, it is all about you tonight, baby. So, I pray that you get to watch this. But this is how you drop dumplings. Now, if Kevin decides that he does not want his dumplings to be big and fluffy dumplings, then you got to roll his stuff out, okay? If you don't get it, call me. We'll have a lesson. Anyways, you're just going to drop these down in here. One of the #1 mistakes that people make when they're dropping dumplings, and my grandmother taught me this because the first set of chicken and dumplings I made, I totally destroyed. And the reason being is because I went and took me a big old spoon and I stirred down in my dumplings and I made sure they got way down in there and was doing such a good job. And then I couldn't understand why I ended up with chicken and gravy instead of chicken and dumplings. And I will never, ever, ever forget what my grandmother told me. She said, "Are you a ding-dong? Have you ever seen me stir my dumplings?" And I thought, no. Now that you mention it, I have not. Well, there's a reason behind that. You never, ever, 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 I cannot tell you how many times to say never, ever, stir your dumplings, okay? And you're saying to yourself, well, Estella, if I don't stir them, then pray tell how am I going to get them down in there? Because look, there's still some floating on the top. And that you are very right about. But I am going to show you how you do that. And just because it's a want not waste not program here, we're going to scrape every bit of this that we can get out of there so we have nice, lots of nice fluffy dumplings. Okay. I believe that's all I can salvage. Well, maybe not. This little bit wants to hang tight. Alright, get down in there, little dude. Okay. Now, you still got dumplings floating on the top. You're going, oh, this is going to be a disaster, Estella. What do I do? First of all, you're going to cut your heat down. You're going to cut your heat down to about 2 or 3. Now you're going to grab your little pot here and you're going to do the shake. And do not, I repeat, do not do what I just did and slosh that out on your eyes or your poor little fingers, okay? The eye can take it, you can clean it later. But the fingers cannot. So if you feel the need that you're going to slosh it out all over you like I just did, put the lid back on it. Get you a dish towel. And yes, I do have some somewhere in my cute little small kitchen here. Oh look, they're dish towels that I made. Alright, put them on top of there and shake. Never stir your dumplings. Always shake your dumplings. You can sing a cool song if you would like during this process, that's totally up to you. But, you want to shake your dumplings. Now, we're going to check them out. Come on over here so you can check these out. As you can see, your dumplings are almost finished. They're almost cooked. So, at this point, we're going to come back in here and we're going to put our strawberries back in here. See our pretty little strawberries? Okay, we're going to dump them bad boys back down in here. Now, when my friend Jess made that post the other day about needing a recipe for how to make these and whatnot and so forth, there was somebody that posted a recipe that they used or that they had heard of or something for dumplings, that you put nutmeg and cinnamon and all kinds of pretty spices, and I thought that sounded really good. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never been taught that way, and I haven't never tried it. But if I ever decide to, I'll let y'all know. But it did sound pretty good when they were talking about it. Okay, now that we've got them in there, we're going to give them one quick turn, and that's it. No stirring the dumplings, because they turn to dumpling mush. At this point, you're going to put the lid back on them and let them sit there and cook and simmer for about 15 minutes. Every once in a while, you're going to come along, you're going to grab him and you're going to shake him because you don't want him to stick to the bottom, okay? It's really important that they don't stick. Keep your heat turned down low. Give it about 15 minutes, and what's going to happen in that process is that your dumplings are going to steam, and they're going to finish cooking up in here, and they're going to be phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. And y'all are going to be calling me going, you know what, them's the best doggone dumplings in the world, because they're going to be nice and fluffy, nice and big, sweet dessert dumplings. Now, a lot of people serve these with like ice cream or something like that. That sounds real good to me because, well, let's face it, ice cream is going to be good. But the way that I like them is I just put them out in a bowl and I eat them that way. Now, my son, my oldest son, likes to pour a little bit of cold milk on top of his when he eats them. Kind of like you do cobbler. Well, we do cobbler, let me put it that way. When I make a cobbler and I make it real good and got a real nice crusty crust on top and it's all nice and gooey and warm in the middle, we dip that sucker out, we put it in a bowl, and we pour cold milk on top of it, and it is divine. If you've never tried it that way, please do. But my oldest one likes his dumplings like that. But now, they'll eat these for breakfast, they'll eat them for dessert, they'll eat them for a snack. They just like them. So please let me know if you try this recipe, how it turns out for you. Let me know if you like the dumplings or if you think you like what you saw that we did today. If there's anything, guys, that you all want to see made, like Jess let me know she needed to know about dumplings. If there's anything that you would like to see made, please feel free to ask. If it's something that I just can't do at that time or I don't know how to do, I'll let you know. But if it is something that I know how to do or that I have heard of, you know, we'll try it. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can do. So we're open to suggestions. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel, like what you see, and talk to me. I love to chat with you guys. Until we see you next time, hopefully for maybe some pickles or something. We love you. God bless. And enjoy the rest of the summer, what's left of it.